Hi friends, hello everyone, today is October 5th and today I'm starting my new experiment. Under the previous video you easily scored 5000 likes, so under this video I ask you to make exactly 6666 likes, and then I shoot a new video in which I will be engaged as some famous personality, Hollywood star, etc. In general, just write a comment and according to the most liked commentary and I will choose a person, those program I will train. In this video, as you can guess from the title, I will be training for 1 month under the Arnold Schwarzenegger program. I think that absolutely everyone knows this person, even those who are far from sport, because he is a very famous person all over the world. As always, I found the training program on the internet and this time, by the way, it's free. This training program, unlike the previous ones, Chris Heria and Igor Vaitenka, is designed for advanced level. This, by the way, will be my first experiment when I'm tied up to the gym. If you want to watch this program in its entirety, to visit me on Instagram, subscribe and write plus in direct, and I will send you this program. I have been waiting for this moment for a long time. I thought, when will it come, because during the quarantine there was a difficult situation with the gym, and now this moment has come, and now I will finally be able to fully complete a whole month according to the Arnold Schwarzenegger program. The complexity of this training program lies in the fact that this program is designed for as many as 6 training days a week, which is why it belongs to the category for advanced people. And as always, let's make measurements, see how I look visually, and also look at my weight, when we will compare all the measurements in the final first day. Let's go. That's how I look from the front, just like that from the side, and from behind. This is how my legs looks like. My weight at the moment is 79.1 kilograms. Shoulders 126.5 centimeters, chest 113 centimeters, left hand 40.5 centimeters, right hand 40 centimeters, waist 72 centimeters, left leg 58 centimeters, and right leg is also 58 centimeters. Now we know from which measurements we will start. I hope that after 1 month they will change at least a little, but I will also observe nutrition. I will try to eat so that there is a surplus of calories. There is no way without it, otherwise there will simply be no progress. And now I'm already moving to the gym, and today I will have a back and chest workout. It will be quite difficult workout because I haven't visited the gym for a long time, and this will be the first normal full-fledged workout in the last 3 months. Let's go. In total, the first day consists of 7 exercises, the first of which is the bench press. In general, this program is designed in such a way that absolutely all exercises are performed in the amount of 4 sets of 10 reps. As I understand it, these are 4 working approaches because ordinary warm-ups are most often not taken into account. You can see the number of reps and the weight on the barbell in the upper left corner. The second exercise is a bench press at an angle. Here I was able to take a maximum of 60 kilograms. In general, the training program is built quite typically, but initially when I saw that there were 6 training days in a week, I thought that there would be at least less exercises, not 7. The third exercise is a pullover. I last performed it 4 years ago. You know, it was a surprise to me that when I started doing it, I felt how I became trapped in the thoracic region. By the way, it's very problematic to perform this exercise without a partner when the weights are large. This is the end of the chest workout and we start training the back. It begins with pull-ups with the reverse grip. In order for the emphasis to go previously to the back, we must make the chest a wheel and bring the shoulder blades together. Due to the fact that I have been practicing on the horizontal bar all summer, and it was no difficult for me to do 4 sets of 10 reps. The fifth exercise is a barbell pull in a tilt. In general, this workout takes a lot of time, in any case at least 2 hours depending on the rest, and since the exercises here are all basic and quite energy intensive, it will take a lot of rest here. Next comes the deadlift, which in principle I have not done before in training. So the technique in moment can be very individual execution. And anyway, I'll tell you a secret. I have 3 protrusions in my spine and I don't want to do all this, but it's possible if you are careful. The final exercise is twisting on the press. 5 sets of 20 reps. Well friends, my training has come to an end. In general, this training split was not easy, and in all exercises which was to be accepted, I of course caught a regression, and it was difficult for me to press even 80 kilograms. This is actually very bad, and now realizing all this, I understand that training programs like Iker Waitenka and Chris Harry imposed a certain regression on me, and tomorrow I will tell you about my health. I'm sure I'll be sore all over. Tomorrow I will show you what my second training day will look like according to the Arnold program. Till tomorrow. Well friends, it's October 6th, it's almost 10:30 o'clock in the afternoon, and something went wrong, because initially I wanted to go to the gym from the very opening so that there wouldn't be fewer people and it would be more convenient for me to shoot, but when I woke up at 8 a.m. today, I realized that absolutely everything hurts. I have pain in the upper chest muscles, I have pain in the anterior delta, I have pain in the lower back, I have pain in the biceps of the thing. What else hurt me? In my opinion, that's all. But it's more than enough that I don't understand how to train my shoulders and my arms at all today. Well, anyway, now I'm going to the gym and show you how it will look. Let's go. The workout consists of 11 exercises, of which 4 are on shoulders, 2 on the biceps, 2 on the triceps, 2 on the forearms, and 1 on the abs. The first exercise is lifting the barbell on the chest and bench press. The exercises are very good for improving functionally and surprisingly performing with a weight of 40 kilograms. I felt my forearms very well. It was very hard. For me, these are a typical moment at all, especially since yesterday it is doubly difficult to do with 40 kilograms. This is straight hard work for me personally. For someone, perhaps it will be easy. They were burning right at me. The second is the dilution of dumbbells to the sides. Here, the average beam of deltas is pumped, a classic exercise. The third exercise is a vertical dumbbell pull. To be honest, I have never done this exercise with dumbbells before. It has always been done with a barbell. Here, in moments, the shoulders feel even more comfortable than working with the barbell. The fourth exercise, and a little incomprehensible to me, and it's necessary in this program, is the army bench press. Why do a bench press over your head again, if that's what you started with? Well, to be honest, it would be better if the posterior bundle of the deltas was the final exercise. After all, without training the rear beam, the posture will deteriorate and the shoulders will be rounded forward. Next comes the training of the hands, which is also incomprehensible to me, because first there is biceps training, and when only triceps. And I'll explain now. The fact is that when you train the biceps, it will be cramped, and after that, switching to the same bench press with a narrow grip, it's uncomfortable. Personally, although my hands are not huge, but having just pumped a biceps, it's very unpleasant to press lying down. Your biceps rest again the shoulders muscle, and the muscle seems to tear from the inside. All this is solved very simply. You change the exercise in place and everything is okay. Next are 2 forearms exercise for flexors and extensors. Personally, it's more convenient for me to perform extensions on one hand, because you can see even now from the video, performing with 2 dumbbells at once, I get some kind of strange trajectory. And the final exercise is twisting on the press. The third day of the experiment has come, October 7th. It's almost 11 o'clock in the afternoon. As you could understand, I didn't go to training early in the morning again, because I really wanted to sleep and try to recover. Today I have no less pain than yesterday. I would even say that it hurts more up the chest, shoulders, triceps. Even my forearms hurt badly enough that I can do banal things without feeling pain. It's probably going to be one of the hardest training programs I have ever done. At least in my memory, I have never had such a thing that everything hurts so much. Of course, there is also the fact that I haven't been to the training hall for a long time. And ironically, today I have a leg and lower back workout. And due to the fact that my lower back hurts quite a lot, I don't even know how I will do exercise like good morning or straight leg traction, because I still have pain in the back and of my thing after the first day when I did deadlift. But nevertheless, I will try to do all this, doing everything with a little weight. As always, everything is actually kitchen out in the amount of 4 sets of 10 reps. And now I will see you at practice. Let's go. The third day in terms of number of exercises lists. There are only 7 of them here, and this is a training of the legs, lower back and twisting on the press at the end of the workout, as always in general. The first exercise is squats with a barbell. My best result of all time was 120 kilograms for 8 times, but then I focused on my legs. Now I realized how weak I was. You will see this by the number and weight in the approach in the upper left corner. 100 kilograms was very difficult. Barely did it just 5 times. As shit. This is what I understand that I leaked. The second exercise is lunges with a barbell. A good exercise in which, in addition to straight in the legs, you also pump your stabilization. The third exercise is flexion on the biceps of the thing. And on this training day, the simulator did not work correctly. The fact is that I had an idle stroke, because of which I could not perform this exercise and the amplitude was limited. Then it was repaired and everything fell into place. The fourth exercise is traction on straight legs, an exercise that I had never performed before in my own training, because I caught nerve clamps in the lower back in certain areas of movements. So I don't need to write that the amplitude is not the same or something. There is such a thing as an individual technique of execution, in which each individual does an exercise in his own way and fails everything he is working on. Remember, the fifth exercise is good morning. Actually, a harmful exercise as far as I have heard. This exercise is very traumatic. In principle, I'm also doing it for the final time. I just looked at the video. There was something like a leg of a neighbor. There should be a 90-degree angle between the body and the leg. But due to the fact that I have some problems with my lower back, namely 3 protrusions, I'm a little afraid to do it, but nevertheless I will try to do better now. And in general, I would recommend it in my workouts. I advise you to replace this with hip rotation with outstretched arms. It won't be any worse. In general, I'll tell you this, I have done much better now, and I don't feel my back or anything else in this exercise at all. The upper vertebrae are a little difficult, then the barbell starts to roll down. Well, the last leg exercise are lifting on socks. 4 approaches, of course, is not enough for pumping calves, judging from personal experience. If you want calves, then you need to work on them as well as on other muscles. That's it. This is not one exercise in 4 sets, but at least 2 per workout. But come on, everything ends with a twisting on the press. With this, the third training session of the week came to an end. Well, friends, it's October 8th. This means that today is my 4th training day on the Arnold program, and today completely repeats the day of Monday. That's it. All the exercises for today are identical to the exercises that I showed on the first day. In general, Arnold program is designed in such a way that the first day wraps the 4th day, the second day repeats the 5th, and the third day repeats the 6th. Therefore, it seems to me that this program is a bit strangely calculated, because the body is unlikely to recover in such a short time. And we should not forget that Arnold was sitting on the farm and tightly, and I'm doing naturally, so my body is not recovering yet. Today I have a little less pain in my chest, anterior delta, biceps, but nevertheless I feel pain in all muscles very well. And of course, this is not worth doing this. You need to listen to your body, and you do it when you are already fully recovered. Nevertheless, now I will go to training. I will do all the exercises that I already did on Monday, but I will be like one guy. I won't be able to lift the same weights because I'm touching my chest now and it hurts a lot, and it's unpleasant for me. Imagine now that I have to do various presses, pullovers, etc. In general, I show you the process a little bit, and then we'll see you tomorrow. You know, I didn't get hung up. After warming up, I was even able to shake 90 kilograms for 4 times. However, through the pain in the chest, I pulled myself up all the same 40 times in total. In general, the training did not go as bad as I expected. The 5th training day has arrived, Friday, October 9th. Today I have a shoulder and arm workout going according to plan. I feel like nothing hurts anymore except for my legs. They age normally and remind me of themselves every time I get up from the chair or just climb the stairs. As for my pectoral muscles, shoulders, triceps, everything is fine here. There are only slight echoes of pain. Therefore, today's training should be normal, and at least it's more pleasant to train for a restored body than nothing has recovered. Today completely repeats the exercise of Tuesday's day, so I will also show you a small cut and tell you about my impressions. And we will see you tomorrow on the 6th training day, the final day in this split. Sunday is a day off. As I have already told you, while lifting the barbell and going a bench press of myself, I felt my forearms very well. In moments, they just swollen, which in general prevented from performing this exercise. But literally, the second workout in the week brought the first fruits, and I did it more cleanly and confidently than on the first day. such an up-to-date from on the pump. Weekly, of course. It was October 10th, today is the 6th day of my experiment. I have to train my legs and back. As I said yesterday, my legs hard, but not so much anymore. The body begins to adapt slowly, which makes me incredibly happy. To be honest, at the moment, I'm already very tired of this training program because I have go to the gym every day. You know, when you took 6 classes in 1 week, given that the average subscription is designed for 11 classes per month, then you have some over situation and motivation begins to fade because you are impressed in a routine. And the most difficult thing here perhaps is that your fatigue accumulates. Also, the muscles have time to slowly recover, but the general fatigue is accumulating. And I noticed personally, according to my feelings, that every subsequent morning it is more and more difficult for me to get up. I feel as broken as possible, but already, fortunately, I'm waiting for rest. After all, Sunday is the only day, the 7th day in this workout, then you can completely take a break from this routine. And now we will see you on Monday. There was no progress in squats. I increased the lunges and made them not from 40 kilograms, but from 50 kilograms. And in order to load my legs even more, I did not stand still, but decided to walk around the gym with a barbell. So, of course, the breather gets tried much faster. I increased the thrust a little, realizing that my back did not fly away after the first workout. Well friends, a new week has come. Today is October 12th, Monday, and today I have the same training split that I have been doing already last week. I will not change, add or correct anything yet. I will just try to predict in all the exercises that were previously. Of course, I will show our interesting moments, perhaps small records that I will reach. Therefore, now I will see you at some of the training sessions. There I will either have a mini record for myself regarding the first training week or something like that. I'll see you at practice. Over time, after half months, I added to the deadlift on straight legs and did 100 kilograms for 10 reps. The technique is individual. Yeah, say it with sarcasm. While the brush specifically vomited, the fingers themselves wanted to release the barbell at the end. In fact, I don't understand people who rewind everything they can to the barbell just to lift it and at the initial stages. If your brush do not hold weight, then this weight is too much for you. You don't need to do this wrapping. I also started setting records for myself in the overhead bench press, and my maximum was 65 kilograms for 4 reps. Yes, it's not much, but for me, it's decent result, considering that I didn't perform this movement in principle and pressed the maximum above my program. I did such street lift approaches. The camera is lying at the bottom, so it seems that there is not a full amplitude, but it is not. Squats at the time had already reached 110 kilograms for 8 reps. Lunges reached 80 kilograms. For me, this is also a kind of record because I did this weight all 4 sets of 10 reps for each leg. While sometimes I did such an exercise as squat jump. The maximum weight I did is 70 kilograms, but I assure you that I can do more. But of course, it's better not to test your protrusions. It's cool, but I don't recommend it. The legs felt different the next day, and instead of simple flexions and extensions, I've worked on the crossover as arm wrestlers work. Well, I did this biceps lift to straighten the ligaments. Well friends, my experiment has come to the end, and today is November 6th. Let's now summarize the results of this whole 30-day experiment, and I'll tell you, is it wrong training at all according to such a training program? We will find out what results have occurred in 1 month of such a training. Let's start right away by going back to yesterday, and we'll see how my bench press, squats, deadlifts and biceps lift have changed. These 4 exercises will be an indicator of how much I have changed relative to my first training day. Let's take a look. It turns out that it is already 115 kilograms. Let's try it again for once. Then we press 120 kilograms. This is the progress of the Arnold program. I in general have not stung 110 kilograms for a long time. Maybe 117.5 kilograms I would have succeeded, but that's not for sure. How many were there? 120 kilograms at a time. This is my limit in general. The barbell began to slide. Well, this is my result. In principle, not bad. I don't do deadlift at all. Now, you know how much my results have changed. In fact, they are not so bad. But now, we will probably proceed to the most interesting thing for you. Let's look at my change in weight and take measurements. Let's go. First, let's see what I look like. That's how I look from the front. Just like that from the side. And just like that from behind. Well, this is how my legs look like. Naturally, I'm not showing you all this on the pump. I didn't even train today. All these results are absolutely the same on the cold as on the first day. But now let's see how much weight I have at the moment. 83.2 kilograms. By the way, is plus 4 kilograms relative to my first weigh in. And so shoulders 128 centimeters, chest 114 centimeters, left arm almost 41 centimeters, small changes, right arm 40.5 centimeters, waist 72.5 centimeters, left leg 60 centimeters, right leg 60 centimeters. These are the results I got in the months. Now, according to your requests, as you wanted, I will make you 2 tables with comparison what was, what before. And now, a brief overview of this program. The first, it will not suit everyone because this training program is not for beginners. Second, all the sources are proven, but you probably wouldn't be able to do it naturally for so long because there are very large number of basic exercises here and the rest between them is very small. Nevertheless, I'm used to these loads and most likely some of you will get used to do it. The third, the training program is not suitable for everyone even if you are at a prepared level because you should devote at least 2 hours of your time to the gym. This is a minimum considering that if you rest a small amount of time between sets, well in principle you will not succeed, so at least 2 hours. Not everyone will find 2 hours to work out in the gym because when I even worked as a personal trainer we had a 1 hour limit. And you have to train a person for this 1 hour. You have an hour, train him. No more is given. But even that hour was a lot for someone. Therefore, I will tell you this. Even I was tired of these daily trips to the gym. Really, you are immersed in some Groundhog Day, as I said before, and you get bored of it. It's necessary to be a straight fanatic who was Arnold Schwarzenegger in his best years. He even said that you need to be fanatical to achieve such results. But nevertheless, you see my results that have occurred, and these are the results even against the background of those training programs that I tried before. And of course, working out in the gym is much cooler than doing home training programs like Chris Hera or Igor Vatenka. But again, there are disadvantages here. All those programs that I was doing at that time, they took much less time than training with iron. Well, the fourth, do I recommend this program training to you? If you want to test yourself, if you have free time, if you have the necessary training, then of course try it. I don't recommend you to do some exercises if you have back problems, so here you have to approach everything wisely. Therefore, friends, this is what I got a video. If you were interested in it and liked it, then be sure to like it. Let's get 6,666 likes. As I told you at the beginning of this video, write your comments like those workout I still have to show you because I read your comments. Try like him, you definitely can do it. But you know, in my opinion, after Arnold's program, virtually any training program will not be so difficult. It will be close to this one, but it is unlikely to be more difficult. Therefore, if you know a complex training program, then throw it off. And it is desirable that this person to be known, perhaps it is Dwayne Johnson. I think you got my hint. Share this video with your friends. Be sure to subscribe to my Instagram. He is always on the edge, so small, but sometimes catches the eye. I would be nicer if you follow the link and subscribe to me. And of course, subscribe to my channel if you are here for the first time. Click on the bell to not miss the next video. And as always, I wish you to always be in shape and develop professionally. See you soon!
Got on my ass, I couldn't wait on the blessing. I'm in the trap with them killers finessing. Running my young demon head like a reverend. I'm sexy since you can't come in my section.